What's up, my fellow Jeepers? Welcome to another installation video on my 2015 JK Unlimited Sport. Today we're going to be installing the wheel brake light along with the stop brake light by Suparee. For those of you that saw my RGB halo light installation video by Suparee, those lights have worked out fantastic, so I decided to go with the wheel brake light and stop brake light installation. In this installation, I'm going to show you this easy plug and play, and all we're going to need are two tools to do it. You're going to need a T20 screwdriver or drill bit, and you're just going to need a lug nut wrench. And once we get this off, I'll show you how easy it is with their plug and play system. This particular wheel brake light has a 13.8 inch diameter, and so it's made to fit any rims from 16 inches to 20 inches. There are some 15 inch rims that it might fit. Check your specifications to see if it does. For the lug patterns, it fits anything from a 5x4.5, 5x5, and a 5x5.5. So it should work with any of these Jeep JKs or TChez from 1997 to 2017. Let's get this installation started. But first, let's check out what's in the box. Okay, the first thing we see here is a Suparee. Thank you for purchasing this product. VIP group scan code. Okay. First item on here is the stop brake light that goes above the wheel if you so choose to have that. It comes stock, but the reason why I chose to get this particular one is for this reason here. Two reasons, I should say. This is a smoked out LED part, and eventually I'm going to change my taillights to be smoked out LED as well, so it'll match this. Currently, the stock one has the red cover on it. The other reason is this plug and play. If you don't get this accessory, you can still utilize this, but you'd have to splice into the wire if you're currently utilizing the stock portion of this. So this allows you to plug right into this wheel brake light without having to tap into any wires. So let's see, it doesn't look like we have any instructions in there, but hey, that's okay. That's what the video's for, right? Okay, so here's the wheel brake disc. It's got 85 of these LED lights on there, and that's smoked out as well, so it matches this light. And as you can see here, it's plug and play as well. So this plugs right into this, and then this part right here, the part, that factory harness that comes out of your truck, goes plugged right into there. So it's really easy. It's super easy plug and play. It's probably going to take you longer to take the tire off, put the tire back on. So let's get started. All right, so obviously the first thing we want to do is remove the spare tire. All right, so now that we have this off and we have this exposed, I'm going to show you how to take this off and replace it with the new one. The easy plug and play. So the next step is going to be to remove these 4 T20 torque screws, and that's where your screwdriver or your drill bit comes in. I recommend removing these two first, and then once you get to the top here, make sure you hold it, because when you release the top, it's going to want to fall off. Okay, so you want to make sure that while you're holding this, there's a clip here that's the factory harness, and this is where we're going to plug in the new one that came with the kit. You just have to pull this clip down and pull it out, and it's that simple. Once you get that release, it comes out very easily. I've got the new stop brake light here that came with the kit. Before I screw this on, what I want to do is I just want to make sure that this harness is going to fit on this brake light before I screw that in. And this part here, this is the factory harness that we took off of the old one. We're just going to put that on there on the top, make sure that fits. Got a nice seal. It's a good fit. And then we're going to make sure that this part that goes to the actual wheel brake light itself is loose, because that's the part we're going to want to plug right into it. So that lines up perfect. The next part is just to make sure we screw these in. I recommend holding this part from the front, starting at the top so that you can get that in first before this falls off. Okay, so now that we got the stop brake light installed and we have this adapter exposed here, the next step is going to be to install this. And we have several different ways to run this excess wire, this plug and play that plugs into there, different ways. You can either install it through the center here, run it in there, and then run it up through the back and plug it in, or you can put it through one of these sides. You even have the option of just leaving it through the top here, but that leaves a lot of the wire exposed to the elements and also might not look as clean. My recommendation is to do it right through the center here. It hides it the most, and then it also allows it to coil up inside so that you don't see it and it doesn't expose to the elements. The wheel itself can go several different ways. Because of this pattern and the way it fits on there, you really can just have the wire up like this so that it fits top, or you can have it so that it faces down like this and it goes that way. My recommendation is that you do it so that the wires are down toward the bottom. So let's take this off and we'll get this installed. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to run the wire inside there. Match that up. It's that simple, and again, this fits any 5x4.5, 5x5, and 5x5.5 pattern. So once we run that through, we're going to coil up the wire in there, and then we're going to bring up our harness through the back, the hole that's already exposed there. It's perfectly made for it, and again, this is plug and play, so it's super simple. Can't really mess this up. You plug it in there and you're all set. Alright, so now that we have our stop brake light as well as our wheel disc brake light installed, what we want to do is we want to make sure it works before we put the wheel back on. So let's test that. Perfect. So now that we've tested that, our last step is to put the wheel back on. Okay, so now that that's done, our last step is going to be to test it while the wheel's on. We want to make sure that works. So let's go ahead and test that out. Perfect. Now we know that that works. I'll put a link to this description as well as the RGB halo lights down below. I hope that helps you out, and we'll see you next time.